Hello, good evening to everyone. Um, we're back with the live after a long time, and I hope you've guessed it that we've kind of been busy with the whole experience week prep, and for people who've been following us, Aarohi Life Education and CoVersity for a couple of time now, and wondering what this is really. Experience Week is a great route. And today's special is with a very interesting person. Um, she's a parent, a single parent at that. Oh, lovely.
Just give me
Hi.
one moment.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. Okay. So we are going to be talking with two folks today, and very interesting people at that. So it's going to be, I'm hoping for a lot of interesting conversations to flow from this live. I'm also waiting for the second. Okay, we also have our second host for the day. Hi, Ishan. Ishan,
Hi.
if you could just settle down at one place would help us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just quickly, give a context of what the live could be, and we'll see how the conversations flow. So yes, we have Sunitha, who is mom to two children, unschooling children over the years. A lot of different trajectories followed. One is a teenager who's kind of charting his own professional journey. The younger one who's 12 kind of now going to a school. So very interesting conversation to be followed with Sunitha. And yes, we also have Isan, who is part of Aarohi CoVersity, and he's 30, and he's diving into this interest of illustration, animation, and so the format would be such that it's going to be a conversation between the three of us. Isha might have a couple of questions for Sunitha and vice versa, and we'll see how these conversations flow. So, Sunitha, maybe some words from you as you join this live.
um, I've been part of Aarohi, I think, for last 9 years now. So 9 years back is when I came first time with my kids. I experienced first 1 week, and then I've been part of this Aarohi open learning community. So it's more than just a learning space for us. I think it's more family, and there's lots of learning for the whole family here, not just my kids. So we all have grown along here. Yeah, I think that's the start.
Sure.
So Ishan can ask questions.
Yeah, Isha, do you want to say a few words about how your journey is, and then we can get into the questions for Sunitha.
Yeah. About my journey.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So, I started off as like when I was younger. I was with my family. We were doing homeschooling. We didn't go do the conventional schooling. And then at some point, through a friend, we found out about Aarohi. I came for the guest week, and then I came here. And then recently, I joined CoVersity so that I can improve my profession.
Okay, so yes, let's start. Maybe you can start with the first question that you might have for Sunitha.
Yeah. So the first question is, how did you get to know about open learning?
Um, I have a friend and a mentor who kept talking about Sudbury Valley School, and he also spoke about alternative learning center that he was running in Netherlands, and that was very interesting for me. And then he would tell a lot of stories how children took responsibilities. They were mm, responsible for their own learning, for their own life. And it was very intriguing, but I thought, no, this will not happen in India. This is only in Netherlands. It's not possible for us. It's like, I can't imagine my son not going to school because my daughter was hardly 1 or 2 years then. So it was quite difficult to even digest, but it sounded very interesting. It was very inspiring. So then I took my son out of the school when he was in, I think when? Third standard, when he was 8 years old. Then I called Ratnesh to check about Aarohi, but then I was not ready to send my son away for a residential place. I'm like, no, how can I send all that? Mother's attachment. Then when he was 9, he was like, I need friends. I'm bored of you. So that's when we came to Aarohi. My daughter was, I think, then 3 or 4 years, and my son was 9 when I first came to Aarohi.
Okay,
So
maybe just one thought that comes to my mind, and pretty much what most parents are kind of in that dilemma, right? Like this, all this open learning and the child taking responsibility sounds so fantastic and fascinating in theory, but there's always that one fear, suddenly you're not part of the mainstream. That's a bigger fear. And then, okay, at least if the child is going to school, I know they're there for whatever amount of time. In this, how do I figure out what will my involvement be? And if I can't, play up to that role, then what all these things kind of play up in the mind. I'm sure you would have had some of these or maybe all of these. So maybe ponder a bit more on those fears and how you overcame them
yeah,
and how you
yeah.
kind of.
So it was a sudden decision that from tomorrow my son is not going to school, right? But I was not prepared for it. I'm like, nobody from the house or family was for it. It was all against, including the father, the grandparents. Everybody were against it. So I'm like, what do I do? So it was quite scary. I went and told my son that, listen, I have not been homeschooled. I haven't gone through any of this open learning process, so I don't know how to do it. It's very scary for me, but let's figure it out together. And then, trust me, I think every now and then I would call my friend. I'm like, am I doing the right thing? My son is even forgetting what he knew. I would cry. I mean, what if I'm messing up my child's future? I don't know how many times, because every time somebody said, what is wrong with you? Are you mad? Why are you taking him out of the school? Go send him to school. You're making your son, what? They said, dumb. You're making your child dumb by not sending to the school. And somebody said that you're being too stubborn to not send your child to school. So there were a lot of comments. My friends stopped talking to me. Some of them were like, so upset with me. Some relatives were angry with me. Some my parents and my in-laws were so angry that she just doesn't listen at all. So I think I took 1.5 years, I guess, to even settle into it. So it was not like I jumped and everything was hunky-dory and nice and flower bed. No, it was not like that. So it took some time. I kept meeting different families. I think there was a homeschooling meet in Gandhi Bazaar, Kyar Park, Krishna Rao Park. When I met families there, I'm like, okay, I'm not the only crazy person. There are many more mad people like me. That gave some solace to me. From then, I think Aarohi became a really important step in this journey, because facilitators like Aditi, Ratnesh, Leela really helped. Every time I came up with fear, I came with doubts, I came with my own inhibitions and my own stuff around these. They really helped me with that. And what helped me more was coming here and seeing them interact with children, seeing how the children are being handheld, still allowed to take their own choices, make their own decisions. That was new. That was really new, because I'm so used to telling my child what to do rather than asking him what he wants to do or she wants to do. So that was a new thing for me. And after coming here, many more families, seeing them, inspiring them, crying, venting, pulling my hair, everything was part of the journey.
Lovely. Yeah, Ishan, you want to ask?
Yeah. Okay. Um, so the next question I had was, as a single parent, what challenges did you face converting to open schooling, open learning?
So, like I said, when I started open learning, of course, we all were a family. And I think after a year or two was when I chose to be a single parent. I think many parents ask, oh my God, if you have to do homeschooling or open learning, I need to be free. I can't do my work. So I say I'm a single parent and I have to do my work and family and open learning. So then if I do it, it's possible. So the challenges are sometimes it's very overwhelming because all of us are lost, confused. We have to because I'm using my old methods. I'm yet to unlearn and learn. I am stuck with my fears, my confusions, my parenting style, authority style. So I need to unlearn so much. And I think in those challenges, as I said, again, Aarohi community supported. I could come share here. I attended a lot of programs, Jagriti, ILH, Masters, all these programs that they did. That helped me to learn a lot of ways to communicate to children, include them, involve them. And actually, this whole process of divorce also become a curriculum for our children. We used it as a curriculum again. So that instead of saying, no, 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 you should not know, of course, that was also a topic that why are you telling children? They should not know, they shouldn't go through the pain. But they were part of the decision. They were included in the decision. I wouldn't say they were part of the decision, they were included, they were informed. So it made it another thing to work on ourselves, improve, learn, not just push it away and only learn academics, because this was also part of the life. So we did. And yes, the challenges are sometimes I don't have support with my children. I need different approach with my children. And sometimes they don't want to come to residential place. They want to be at home. Or as in when they grow, every age group has a different challenges, right? When my son was 12, it was a different challenge. When my daughter is 12, it's a different challenge. When my son grew up at 13, 14, 16, there were a lot of different challenges. So I think as a single parent, I feel the community helped me. I never felt I was alone. I included my parents, children. We started co-parenting with my children. And I took support of the community. Like, this is the time I'm emotionally drained. I need support. I can't. Can you please help me, mentors? So they supported. And sometimes parents, there are other parents who helped as well by picking, dropping, financially sometimes. So there were a lot of support as a community I got, which probably would be difficult just as a family. The community was so big. So as a village, we could raise the children. So yeah, I think I could work. I could do my own growth. I could work on my emotional stuff. I could support my parents. I could support my children, and we could learn and grow together, reflect, plan everything together.
Yeah, I think two very interesting points. You kind of touched upon, Sunitha, and I would want you to, dwell a bit deeper in that. The first one being your own unlearning journey, right? Because um, a lot of times, even after the family or the parents have kind of shifted to an unschooling or open learning journey, but somewhere we are still functioning from a very schooling perspective, right? We are kind of but we are still expecting or holding on to the same perspective in that sense. So maybe just go a bit deeper into your unlearning journey as a parent. What all perspectives shifted for you as a parent? Yeah, let's start with that and then we'll go to the next question.
I think I completely understand. When you start, you don't know what to do. See, as I said, I was not homeschooled. What is this homeschool? What is this open learning? What do you do with the children? We were only told. The minute my mom would just look at me like this, I would run into the room. I was so scared. So we were brought up like that. I was only told what to do and I would just do it. And I was always told that, oh my God, this is not good enough. You are not good enough because you've not studied well, you have not scored well. So I don't know how to do it. I haven't seen people around me to even do it. So the 30, 20, 25, 30 years of my life, I have learned certain things which seemed doesn't work anymore. So I had to unlearn, right? So when I started, I did recreate school at home by bringing those 6 books because I don't know what to do. I'm trying different things. How do I keep my child occupied? Because there's so many beliefs that I have. My child needs to be occupied. My child needs to learn English, maths. These are so important. My child needs to know the spellings. My child needs to talk to people. The child should know it, all this. Blah blah blah. There's so many beliefs around it, right? So how do I even give them a different life if I'm doing the same thing? Like I think I don't know, Thomas or one of the scientists say, if you want a different result, do different, do something different, right? If you keep doing the same thing and expect the different result, it doesn't work. So then I had to unlearn. In that, my mentor and my inner process, and as I said, I became a learner in Aarohi too. I started learning from them. Every time I would come here, stay for a week, I would observe the facilitators. I would do and learn myself, plan, reflect myself. And I think a lot of the sessions that they do, as I said, Jagriti and all that, I think those things also really helped me to unlearn. Otherwise, I would not be able to take what they're saying. As I said, I will only tell them what to do. It's very easy to tell, nag, blame, judge, you're not doing anything, you're good for nothing, you have to do this, or pass on my fear to them. It's very easy because this comes naturally. It takes a lot of conscious mind to zip up and wait for them to come up with something. Even today, even after 9 years of journey, if I'm not present, I end up going and giving them instructions. This, do this, do this, do this. I'm like, oops, okay, sorry, why am I even telling you? So it's an ongoing journey, unlearning, learning, relearning. It's an ongoing journey. So I don't think it's going to end. We are evolving and evolving and evolving.
Lovely. I think that's a fantastic way to kind of, share that perspective, because somewhere we are all kind of conditioned to think that there is this one state I will reach where it's going to be all perfect and everything. So that's where open learning kind of like really breaks that mold and says it's a journey, and at each part of the journey the learner, the child, as well as the parent and the entire family is evolving with each phase. So
True.
which is very comforting in the sense that whatever be your conditioning or whatever your fears, every family will figure it out in their own
Yes,
way,
of
and that's
course.
the beauty of it.
Of course. See, like now, thank you, Aarti, for acknowledging. I'm glad I'm speaking your mind. Uh, every family has a different set of values. Every family has different rules. Every family has a different way of dealing with things. Every parenting style is different, right? So similarly, everybody's open learning journey will be different. So for me, my son and my daughter, we have created a nice, cozy space in our house where we fight, where we grow, where we play, where we pull each other's leg, where we nag each other, get fed up of each other, want to stay away from each other, want to spend time. See, it's all that happening. But only thing we do is we every now and then come back and reflect what is not working, what is working, and at least create a space where I can go and talk this whatever I have issues with them. They can come and tell me that you're really nagging. I think we need a break. I need a break from you. So that's the space we have created. But again, I can't say do the same with your family. I don't know what works for your family as an open learner. We have seen so many families doing it differently. Right? Yeah.
Right. Yes. Maybe now we can also bit shift the focus on Ishan. You've been with Ishan. Don't get nervous. Uh, yes, Divya, we'll come to your question. Definitely. Maybe we'll take Divya's question so that the flow is there, and then we can have some conversations with Ishan as well. So
Yeah.
Divya is asking, can you tell us how your day goes by?
Yeah. I think Divya, first I would like to say it has been changing since my children were 9 to now. It's changed, right? So earlier it would be like we would start our day with, okay, these are my plan for the day. What is your plan for the day? What are you going to learn? What are you going to do? And that's how it would be. Or when they come to Aarohi, it would be like Monday to Friday they're here and weekends they're home. So that's how it would be. And now my son is 18. He goes to work, of course, and his plan is different. He has his own plan, set of plans which he keeps following. And my daughter has chosen to go to another school. So last 1 year she's been going to school because she wanted friends, she wanted a structure. So we have found a place which we tried for a month and we all liked it, and then we continued. So now that's also different. And I have my own entrepreneur work. So I'm a happiness coach. So I do training, life coaching. So in that case, I do one-on-one sessions. My appointments are there. I design curriculum or I do some of my work. So I plan my day. So we have all our own different plan and then we see where we have to come together. Like my son doesn't need me. Now he needs very less of me. So it's more of me and my daughter's time is together. So the day kept changing every time as and when they grew. There was time when my daughter really needed me from morning till evening at different times. So I was like from maybe 11 to 12 I'm here or 3 to 4 I'm there, 7 to 8 I'm there. So I just gave them those slots when I'm available. Otherwise we could see where we could include and combine together and do it. So it kept changing. So now my day is very different, I would say, Divya, because both are a little grown up and they have learnt responsibility and planning. So they do their own thing. Hope that
Lovely.
answers.
Yeah. Yeah, keep posting in your questions and we'll take it up as the conversations flow. Yeah, so okay, now we also have Ishan who is part of CoVersity and you're at campus, Sunitha. So it would be interesting to hear from you uh, because your son, although not part of CoVersity, but he's kind of charted his professional journey outside the mainstream in the sense he's not Skanda, who's 18, has not done 10th or 12th or is not going to any college. He's kind of, we'll see what he's figured out, but he's done it outside the mainstream. And now at campus, you're seeing a bunch of teenagers kind of charting their journey in a similar fashion. Of course, each one will have their own ways as per their domains. Uh, Maybe share a bit about how, as a parent, how do you view this journey, or was it scary for you that okay, 10th, 12th, tak it's okay, but after that it's like career, profession, settling down. Did those things come into mind, and what was the mind space like?
I think after 2 years into this open learning, the fear quite reduced. I think I never felt that fear because I was not alone. I had so many parents in Aarohi doing it together, so we could always lean on each other. And the mentors were already there who had done this journey for so many years. And their daughter Asavri's story inspired me so much, where she has never gone to school or done any degree. So I think the fear was not there. I was okay when he said I don't want to do 10th, but it was quite. He said I don't want to do 10th. I want to do 10th. I don't want to. It went on for some time, and then his father wanted him to do 10th. So I said okay, you guys figure out what you guys want to do. I'm fine with or without it. So I think that fear was not there. Though Skanda has not been part of CoVersity, but the foundation that Aarohi has led has made him so much aware, and also these friends who were part of Aarohi, they're still together. Okay, so they question each other, they push each other. I think what you're doing in CoVersity, they're doing it to themselves as well. That's because they've lived together for 2-3 years here, and they're like, for how many 9-10 years of friendship they have. So when I see Isan doing illustration or Drupad doing marketing videos or Srijani baking something every day, and Shreya preparing her CV, her resume. I'm like, now it's no more astonishing because it's been in this journey. Now I feel very proud of them. I feel good to see them so involved. Like parents sometimes think, okay, if you give them so much time, they will do what they want. But I think from morning till evening, they are so focused with what they want to do, preparing the resume, talking to people, creating their recipes, creating their portfolios, working on them. To an extent, actually, I think they're so much more critical about themselves. I was telling yesterday, I think you should acknowledge also what you've achieved, also what you're doing, than being so critical on yourself. So I think they're doing amazing. They're always focused on what they want, what they're looking for, what they have to grow on, what support they need, whom to reach out to, whom to talk to. Even I think at 10 o'clock in the night, I saw Ishan having a torch and sketching a cat in the night. So they're quite aware. Once they know what they want, I don't think we need to be behind them. It's been how many years that I'm behind Skanda? So it's like I don't even have to worry about his work because he started interning with somebody without doing 10th or 12th. He said, I will not do 10th. I said, we are fine with it. And then he was interning for fitness. He did a fitness course and then he was interning with one her father's friend who was a coach, fitness coach. So he interned with him and then he said, I think I'm ready for it. I will start my own business. And he started his own business called Lumbar Fitness when he's doing personal training for adults. And he was very clear, I want to do it for 35 plus age group for bone strengthening and weight loss and all this. So he was very clear about that. So he focused on that. And now he's got an opportunity where a project is being created for children for fitness. So he is part of that core team and creating curriculum by researching and doing a lot of work there. So he's enjoying. The reason he said I'm going to in this job is I get to learn. And that's what I see in all the CoVersity children. They get to learn. That's the attitude they have. I get to learn. I get to do. I get to explore myself. I think that's what I'm seeing in all these children. It's very pleasing and impressive. I wish we got this from when we had our childhood, because I started doing all this only after messing up at the age of 30, I guess 32. I started understanding myself, knowing what do I want to do. And I was talking to one girl here who's come in this experience week. She's so clear. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. This I can't do. This much I can do. I'm like, I wish I could have that clarity. It's so beautiful to see it.
Right, right. You have any questions or any thought for Ishan, or maybe we'll have him also speak a bit. It's a bit difficult task, I know, but let's see how successful we can.
He talks, only that it's something which has to be interesting to him.
Sure. So let's see.
So Ishan, I think what inspired you to explore illustration? What do you see in illustration?
I'm not a. Well, when I started, I just it was just like a hobby. I didn't do it that much, and then I started to get more into it, and then like I wanted it as a future career option, and I kind of went and worked with as in not worked with, in a studio, and got kind of coached by the professionals who were working there. So that kind of inspired me to continue in the career of illustration.
And what in illustration, when you say career, what do you want to do?
Possibly a freelance illustrator, but maybe also something like working in a studio or for the.
Thank you, Ishan. And what is the best thing about illustration, or trying to go to internship, learning from professionals. What's the best thing about that?
In illustration, you're able to express something that you're not able to express with words.
Yeah.
For example, I do horror art often. There I'm able to express, like, I'm able to invoke a fear that you can't just do by writing a book or something.
Sure.
Does it help to have peers in CoVersity of different age group? Does it help?
Definitely. I get a lot of different insights on what I'm doing and how I could improve my work. And even if they're not in the same, what's it called? Even if they are not in the same domain as me, they still have experience doing their internships and making CVs, portfolios, and they'll still have useful insights on how I can improve.
Thank you, Isan.
Yeah, maybe just kind of taking off from where Sunitha kind of left, in the sense she spoke about peers, but um, Ishan, you seem very clear that somewhere illustration is your world, animation is your world, designing is your world. So it was somewhere clear in your head that okay, this is where I want to go deeper into. And you already had interned with a studio and got a sense of what the industry looks like to some extent. So would be worthwhile to understand how does choosing a CoVersity journey, like joining CoVersity, how does it help you? Yes, peers are one aspect. Are there any other factors you feel is helping you in your journey?
Yeah, definitely. Because of COVID and everything happening there, I stopped going to the studio and um, basically I didn't do that much art because I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel like any inspiration on it. I didn't feel compelled to do it. But when I joined CoVersity, I was being pushed to like to do more and get an internship and all. Like I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't joined CoVersity. I would be making much less art. My skills wouldn't have improved as much, and I probably wouldn't be as close as I am now to getting an internship.
Okay.
I,
And when you say the push, what is the push? Like, I'm sure nobody's telling you that you need to create so much art or something, but what is that that's pushing you? Maybe share a bit of that that would help others.
Um, when you're in an environment which has other people who are doing the same, trying to do the same thing as you, if you're kind of slacking, it makes you feel like not good about yourself.
Mm.
So it makes me feel much better about myself when I'm able to, like, if I'm sitting at home by myself or something like that, I will feel no motivation to do anything. But if there's someone else with me who's doing something like that, it'll give me that push to do something myself.
Lovely.
I
Lovely.
think
How I love how you're sorry, Sunita. I love how you're kind of articulating your thoughts so precisely. So yes, Sunita, please go ahead.
I would like to add what Ishan is saying, because I myself, as an adult, at home, if I don't feel like doing, I take my phone and just scroll through, or I'm just sitting idle, or I just don't want to do. But when you're here, I was telling today, in Aarohi, you have a special clock, it just runs so fast, and the day is so done, and we're doing so many different things. So the atmosphere here, and people here, and the kind of structure which has been created does automatically push us to do what we have always wanted to do. It's more of
Mm.
internal choice, but this helps. This structure, this environment, conversations, reflections, planning, those small spurts of motivation here that we do in the morning circle and the evening thought club. These things really help. how much ever I want to bring it at home, I think sometimes I still lack doing that. So even today I was reflecting that I wish I take something from here and do it at home, because I do have some conflicts with my daughter. She's 12. So we are still trying to figure out, sometimes we're like, and yeah, sometimes it takes on a toll. So these kind of atmosphere and environment helps. It
Sure.
just motivates anybody.
Right. Sunitha, okay, maybe we'll kind of would want to dwell a bit more on Skanda's journey as well. So we kind of got a glimpse that he's currently into fitness. He did a course, kind of did an internship. But from the looks of it, it looks like he was very clear about fitness and, like bang on. So maybe I know that's not the case. And a lot of parents come to us and say, you say at CoVersity we can switch. I mean, the child can switch their, interest. For how long can it continue? And what if they never figure out? This is a very recurring question. So yes, would like to know Skanda's journey before fitness.
Skanda jumped from one thing to another. Oh my God, how many things have we changed? That's why I'm laughing. He was like one butterfly from one thing to another. Uh, he did dance for 6-7 years, and then he did cricket for 1 year, and then he did carpentry for some time, and he did forgery and not forgery, sorry, forging. I'm sorry, forging, where you what is that? Metal, heat the metal and turn it into some. That's forging, sorry, not forgery. So forging, and then he did mosquito repellent as well sometimes, and then uh, music was also part. Music is still sometimes part of his plan, but fitness came in only I think at 15. He also did training to dogs, so the dog training was also part of it. He did internship in Prani Pet. Then he was into snakes. Something that I think some of them I even forgotten. He kept jumping so much, and I was always scared because I was told I am fickle-minded, and his father is also fickle-minded. We keep changing things, so he will not stick to one. So I'm like, what if he doesn't stick to anything? What if he just doesn't choose anything? And every time I would come and talk to Aditi or Ratnesh, I'm like, chill, he's fine, he'll figure it out. I'm like, you guys are saying that I don't feel that. So that mother's anxiety was of course there. But I think at 15 he said, I want to go to gym. I'm like, huh, 15? Gym? What about the bone? What about the body? Is it okay to go? Then again, he spoke to another person, convinced me, gave me a presentation, and inspired me, enrolled me into his topic, and then he joined gym. And then I think since then he's been so interested. When you see the child get into it, you will know what he wants. And I think it's okay to change. I myself have changed so much in my life. I never thought I'll be a facilitator or a life coach. I started as an admin and went into starting a school and then doing art therapy workshops and working for people, doing entrepreneurship. It's changed so much. And after COVID, again, I had to rediscover myself. So it's not going to be the same. So what are we even scared? Our children know how to create and how to learn and how to, create a future for them. When he was 10, he said, you know what, when I grow up, I don't think I have to worry. I can act, I can dance, I can do cricket, I can do this. He gave me 10 options. And I did not have 10 options at the age of 35. He had 10 options then. I'm like, that's so cool. There's so many options, possibilities that you can do. So I think it's okay if they change even at whatever age, it's completely fine. All we want is just to be there and witness, be a loving witness to their life, and just say we are there, and yeah, little push here and there, little reflection, little thoughts. That will be part of that. I'm not saying we are always agreeing to everything.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe we'll kind of conclude with that, and that's a very interesting point, because somewhere it does seem to many parents that okay, this open learning journey, matlab, it's full freedom, and jo karna hai, you can just do whatever you want. Maybe, and I know recently you shared about how your daughter, who is all of 12, kind of created one full roadmap as to, or some flowchart as to why she should get her own mobile, to kind of convince you. So maybe throw some light into how children kind of start taking responsibility. I think they were always taking responsibility. It's just that we start coming in too much, but maybe you can share your perspective.
Yeah, mostly I've always said this to parents that one thing we have to do is remove ourselves out of their way, because we come in, as you said, we come in a lot, including into their space. They are okay to take responsibilities. It's just that we don't trust them. We always want to make sure they're fine, they're doing it perfectly, they're doing exactly the way I want to do it. They'll fail, they'll do this, they'll do. We are so much into worrying about them. They become the center of our life. So whether it's open learning or not, I've seen parents making the child the center of their world, the family, and everything is according to how it works for the child. But I feel it's not, it has to work for all. If three people are there in our house, it has to work for all three of us. If five of us are there, it has to work for all of us. If it doesn't work, then we have to come together. Sometimes my daughter is crying, sometimes I'm yelling, sometimes Kanda is stressed and he's like walking out of the room. All this is happening, but doesn't mean that we everybody can just do whatever they. Again, we have to come back and say, okay, is this okay? Sorry, I walked out. Uh, I was not okay. I was really angry with the way you were nagging. Okay, can we do this? Can we do that? So the rule is it has to work for all. That's the rule. So it doesn't mean I will listen every time. If I don't say yes, they have to now, if they're really bent upon, they have to convince me. Like they wanted a pet, for example, I was against pet because of the responsibility and attachment, and something happens to the pet and blah, blah, blah. I have my own stuff. So then both of them sat down, made a presentation. They said, okay, if not dog, see, dog expenses this. Cat, these expenses, these responsibilities, this is what it is. So let's go for rats. So they came with white rats, and this is how it is going to be. It's hassle free. You just need this much space. They made a presentation. They gave a presentation. Then I had nothing else to say but yes. So yes, we had 2 years we had rat. Again, they were responsible for it. I was not cleaning it. I was not feeding it. I was doing nothing. They had to do it. So it was not my responsibility. So it is just that back and forth we go. It's not one nice journey. We are going in like a nice movie. You run and you become big. No, it doesn't happen like that. There's lots going on in the house. So many dramas, so many fights, conflicts, and fun also.
Sure. Thank you. I think, Sunitha, thank you for sharing your journey and kind of, opening up a very authentic, honest journey or story of how open learning really happens. I'm sure a lot of parents, at least I'm seeing comments that they're able to resonate with a lot of things that you've said. So thank you for coming in and sharing your story. Maybe one last thing that you would like to tell parents from your end.
I want to tell you all that whether you are a single parent, not a single parent, whether you know open learning, you don't know open learning, whether people will agree to you or not agree to you, whatever your reasons are for not choosing this, it's just a fear, because it's just a mindset. Open learning, I feel it's more to do with the mindset. Once you jump in, then the wings will come. Once you jump in, then the support will come. Once you jump in, you will find some other way to do it. How we have found our way to make it work when we are sending the child to the school, whether it's far, close, exams, homework, we make the arrangements. Food is made ready by that time, somebody is arranged to pick and drop, the clothes, books and all are arranged, we sit in the cover, put the covers. So that's the choice. The minute we make that choice, we accommodate our life around it. So once you choose this, you will accommodate your life around it. So it's not about anything. All the inhibitions we have, it will be there when we start. Give 1 or 2 years till you have the conviction, and then you will start talking like I'm talking right now. If you asked me 9 years back, I'm like, I would be crying, screaming, and going bonkers.
Okay. Thank you, Sunitha, and big thank you to Ishan as well for accommodating our request to come for this live and also share such pearls of wisdom, I would say, on his journey. Ishan, what would you like to tell teenagers? Often parents are kind of complaining that they're not clear, they're not taking responsibility, they're not sure how will they go about. So, what do you want to tell teenagers who are in the same phase, maybe as you are?
Maybe to just like try to explore. If you don't know what you want to do in life, just try to explore as many different things as you can. And but the thing is, you don't know that you're passionate at the beginning. You work on something, and then later, when you find that um, you're going to work on time, you're making sure you're there all the time, you'll find out that you have become passionate about it. So you can't just become passionate by just trying it for one day or one week.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, Ishan. Thank you so much. So, and all the teenagers, their families, whoever is listening to us now or maybe later, uh, this is the time. Let us give our teenagers the time, the space to explore different things if they're not clear deeply, and also explore themselves in that journey. So, thank you all who have been part of this live for so long. And thank you, Sunitha, and thank you, Ishan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Kritika. Right.
Bye bye.
Right.